All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We're just going to wait a minute or two for everyone to join and to come on for this very special occasion, MJE's virtual annual dinner 2020. On March 8th, over 3 months ago, we had the very difficult and challenging decision to shut down the doors of MJE. It has been 107 days. We have pushed off our annual dinner twice, and to now, the night has arrived. We have come to our destination, our night of celebration of MJE, the Manhattan Jewish Experience. All of our amazing honorees, we are going to offer them a l'chaim, a toast this evening. We have a short program, but a very meaningful program. We appreciate everyone checking in, saying hello, giving us a thumbs up, sharing this virtual online dinner. This is the first time we are doing such a dinner. And we hope to bring some joy, some light. And tonight is really a celebration about you. Each and every one of you who has come on tonight, who has been a part of our program online, as well as in life, in person for the past 20 years, we celebrate you in our amazing community. We'd like to kick off tonight with some beautiful music, a special performance by Yosef Wilds and Tani Polanski. Without further ado, I give you the music of Yosef and Tani.
Hey everyone. Zaltov, everybody. So we're going to be starting with two songs about peace. We're starting with Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. That one day there will be peace and that we'll be coming together in love and harmony. So join with us, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Yeah.
And this is Tani Polanski.
Hey guys, I'm Tani. Nice to meet you.
I'm Yosef Wilds.
Thank you for being here with us. And yeah, just one quick idea that shalom, we're singing about shalom, we're singing about peace. That shalom comes from the Hebrew word also shalem. They have the same root. Shalem means whole. And we're waiting for that day, and we're longing for that day that we're going to feel whole. And being here together, even though we're not physically together, there's a sense of being whole and being home. So thank you all for being here. Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Salam Aleinu. Salam, 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 aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, shalom aleinu, o yavo shalom aleinu, o yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Salam, salam, salam
Onyemo Shalom Aleinu, Onyemo Shalom Aleinu, Onyemo Shalom Aleinu Ve'aleinu.
We have one more song for you called One Day. I think all of us can really relate to the message of the song as we've all been sitting hunkered down in our houses for the last few months, waiting for that one day where there'll be no more war, where there'll be no more confusion, no more pain, when we can all come together in person, and we can celebrate as we wish, as we are. So wherever you are, join us not just in singing this song, but praying this song, praying for one day. Sometimes I lay under the moon, think I'll be and I pray don't take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So my negativity surrounds. I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say, you don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, no children will play.
All together.
One day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Win or lose, 'cause we all lose when they feed on the souls of the innocent. Blood train pavement, keep on moving through the waters they raging. In this maze, you can lose your way. It might drive you crazy, but don't let it please you. No way, no way. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So my negativity surrounds. I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say, you don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, our children will play. Oh, one day, one day, one day. One day the song will change, treat people the same. Stop with the violence, stop with the hate. One day we'll all be free and proud to be under the same song, singing songs that feel like my I've been waiting for, I've been praying for people to say, don't want to fight no more, there'll be no more wars, our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, Stop it.
Woo! Great job, guys. Tani and Yosef, beautiful. Thank you so much for always bringing your great spirit, your great energy. We love having you guys. And if you'd like to continue to see more of Tani and Yosef, you can check them out on any Friday Night Lights or Havdalah. They really add such great ruach to our community. Thank you guys so much for coming on and singing those songs this evening. So the next stage and step in our program, it has been 107 days, 6 hours, 13 minutes, and 1 second since we have closed the doors of MJE. 107 days. I say 107 because that will truly express the impact of our next speaker, the founder and director, Rabbi Mark Wilds. In 107 days, he has taught at over 137 programs. I bet, Rabbi Wilds, you didn't even know that. 137 programs. Lunch and Learn daily, offering his Torah gems. He has led Friday Night Lights 12 occasions and done Havdalah on 11. There was actually one Havdalah you did not do yet.
I'm sorry.
And Rabbi Wiles has been involved in learning individually over Zoom. He has been constantly in a state of being a teacher and mentor to our community during this challenging time. It is amazing to see his perseverance, his dedication. It is amazing to see his energy. While I have aged greatly in these 3 months, the ageless wonder himself, Rabbi Wiles, brings it 100% each and every day. I am always in awe and an inspiration of my dear colleague and my dear friend. Without further ado, our founder and director, Rabbi Mark Wiles.
Thank you, Rabbi Ezra, for that very overly kind introduction, and Yisher Koach to Tani and Yosef on a beautiful song. I really just want to begin by thanking two individuals. First, I want to thank Rabbi Ezra, who completely stepped up and has been Yomam V'Layla, as they say in French, day and night, running the organization, stewarding and supervising our extraordinarily talented and dedicated staff, and doing such incredible things for the Jewish community. I want to thank you, Ezra, and I want to thank Stephanie for putting up with you, and Shane. And I want to thank the person standing to my left, and that is my beloved wife, Jill. She wants to say hi. Just come in quick. I just really want to thank Jill for everything she does. You have no idea how difficult it is on those Erev Shabbats when we're running around like chickens without heads. And I'm like, light the candles, light the candles. We're singing, we're dancing. And I just really want to thank you, Jill, for everything you do for the Jewish people. Literally behind the scenes, she's always off the side. And I wanted to pull her in for just a moment. So thank you. Welcome, everyone. I want to begin with a story told of a very proper, quiet, and elderly man who sat for years alone in the back of his synagogue. And he sat amongst the hundreds of congregants each and every week. He was a very quiet and proper man. And although he came to shul every Shabbos regularly, he pretty much kept to himself. He never married. He was a bachelor his whole life. And all of his friends and colleagues at this time, he was well into his mid to late 80s, had passed on, and he was basically alone. And the large community in which he lived tried to reach out to him, but he was very formal and he was very private. And he would always decline the many Shabbat invitations that would be extended to him from the members of the community. And instead, he would go home alone to his empty apartment. And as the years rolled on and the man grew older and more frail, the rabbi of the community became very concerned. God forbid something should happen to this man. No one would even know. And the rabbi called one of the more outgoing members of his congregation, a woman who had the ability to get through to people, to see if she could be more successful in getting through to him, to see if she could get him to accept some of the community's help. The next day, the woman showed up at the man's apartment with a newspaper and some flowers. And she managed to get herself invited in. And what she discovered in the apartment was complete disarray and an empty refrigerator. Little by little, the reserved gentleman began to open up. And finally, he began to accept some help. He allowed the woman to help clean up his home, to do his shopping for him. And it took months, but eventually she was able to cajole him to join her family in the neighborhood for a Shabbat meal. And in his very formal and quiet manner, a relationship began between this elderly man and the woman and her family. He took a liking to her husband and to her children. And over the years, they too enjoyed spending Shabbat with him. Others from the community followed. And when he passed away at the age of 91, he left this world surrounded by friends and by loved ones. This true occurrence had a huge impact on me growing up, because the woman in that story was my mother of blessed memory, and we were that family. And I will never forget Mr. Bernard Weil, Zichrono Livracha of blessed memory.
In the book of Deuteronomy, Sefer Dvarim, the end of the Torah tells us about the laws of warfare. And it specifies all the various categories of people who are exempt from battle. And then the Torah goes into how a Jewish army and a Jewish soldier must conduct themselves within the context of war. It's all the rules of war and battle. And smack in the middle of that discussion of war, the Torah brings up the very obscure case of the Egla Arufa. The Egla Arufa is a situation in which a lone corpse is found lying on the side of the road. And the Torah then details the community's responsibility to this person who has passed away somehow, unknown to the community. And all the commentators on the Torah ask the same question. Why is the Egla Arufa, why is this slain individual lying on the side of the road placed right in the middle of the discussions of the Torah on war? The Egla Arufa deals with an unfortunate but a peacetime situation where the people of a city discover that someone has passed through their town and has been murdered. It has nothing to do with war. It has nothing to do with battle. And therefore, why is it placed right in the middle of the Torah's laws on battle and warfare? And the late and famed Chafetz Chaim, the greatest rabbis of the 19th century, answered that it's to teach us about the importance of a single human life. That in the midst of a war, where so many lives are being lost, in the midst of a war when people just think about the big picture, who's winning, who's losing, and all the large numbers of people dying, God forbid, the Torah reminds us never to forget about the individual, not to overlook that lone person who came into your town and was mistreated, never to forget that every single human being is precious. And you know, when larger than life issues like a pandemic hit, and we think about the big picture and we think about these numbers, you get these numbers every day. How many people had corona? How many people, God forbid, passed away? How many people are losing or getting back? Is there a spike? There isn't a spike. The Torah is telling us to stay focused on the individual. And this is the lesson that I'm so proud to say that MJE has taken to heart since the pandemic began. We have tried so hard, our entire devoted staff, to focus on the personal lives of our many participants, to stay in touch with you, our beloved students, and every day through our dedicated staff and our rabbis and our teachers who call, Zoom, FaceTime every day so we can stay in touch so that no one is left alone. You know, our first concern when the pandemic broke was the physical health of our community. And we immediately closed for Purim. Let me just tell you, that was a difficult decision. We didn't have all the facts at the time. It was a tough decision, but even the slightest possible chance we could spread this. And I give my chaver, my friend, Rabbi Ezra, credit, because he was the one who convinced me to do that. That was more than enough of a reason to close, and so grateful that we did. To be part, I kept saying all along, of the solution and not the problem. We then turned our attention to the needs of our community to help the literally thousands of our participants stay connected. And before we knew it, Passover was around the corner. And I arranged with my dear colleague, Rabbi Yonah Bookstein in Los Angeles, 3 hours early than the rest of us in LA, so he could conduct a Zoom virtual Seder for hundreds. We had over 400 people that came on that Zoom Seder so that our students wouldn't be alone on the night of the Seder. And on Yom HaShoah, over 4,000 people have already watched and tuned in to for the interview that I was privileged to conduct with Dr. Moshe Avital, a man who survived 6 concentration camps. And when I asked him, how are you dealing with Corona? He said, all we're being asked to do is just sit. We can handle that. Thousands have tuned in to our lunch and learn sessions every day, and more than that, even every weekend. Friday night lights, Saturday night Havdalah with Yosef, with Chazan Benny, Tasty Kitchen, learning with Allison, Minded Madness with Rabbi Kevin, the classes Rabbi Shuki was giving, panels and shiurim with Dr. Adina, new classes offered by our own members of our fusion team each and every week, led by Lerone. Monday motivation with Rabbi Ezra, Monday night basic Judaism with Rabbi Ezra, Tuesday night, all this is going on. Our regular weeknight classes with Rabbi Pinney and Rabbi Avi Heller continue to be taught via Zoom. And while all this is happening, close to 100 MJEers are learning the Chavruta each and every week, thanks to Chani Perlman's hard work. Every day we run through our lists and we make sure we're not forgetting anyone. And if we forgot you, we're sorry and we apologize. We wanted to make sure as much as we can, and we're not out of the woods yet, that everyone from the MJ community gets a call, gets checked in to see how they're doing with the quarantine. How is your family? How's your job holding up? You lost your job. Let's help you network. How are you faring emotionally? MGE was never about programs. It's always about community. That was true before the pandemic, and it's even more true today. And although physically we've been distant, we on the MG staff, and I know I speak on behalf of my colleagues, we have never felt as close and as connected to our students and our friends. And I want to also thank our beloved donors and the board of directors of the Manhattan Jewish Experience that has stayed by our side and made sure that we were able to continue to weather this storm, not only medically, not only psychologically and spiritually, but economically and financially. And we're turning to you, of course, tonight and for the next 24 hours to help us not simply get through, but to use this opportunity to grow and to go from strength to strength. I want to leave you with one last message. And this is a message that Jill shared with me. And then we're going to bring on our beloved dinner honorees and offer them al chaim. You know, life's about choices. And one of the choices COVID-19 forced us all to make was whether, despite what's going on, we're going to try to still live our best lives now. Please God, that God protected us and we had our health. The next choice that we all had, assuming that we were given the greatest blessing of our health, is, are we going to keep our lives on hold until there's a vaccine, until we can not have to socially distance anymore? Or are we going to live the best version of our lives right here and right now in isolation? All these months we've been here to urge you online, programs and classes, not just to get you through this time, not just to keep you company, but so that you could seize the moment and use this time to grow in ways we otherwise would never, to improve our Hebrew reading, like so many people have been doing by taking Rabbi Avi's Hebrew class, to increase your knowledge of Judaism by joining us with Lunch and Learn in all our weeknight classes, by not waiting until we get back to synagogue to pray, but praying now. And maybe finding that level of kavanah and focus that we sometimes can't find when we're in synagogue, but we can open up a prayer book at home and we can connect spiritually with Hashem. Or we can go Erev Shabbat to Yosef's Erev Shabbat meditation and get a little more spiritually connected, and not waiting to get back to shul, but praying now. Not waiting to get married, but Zoom dating now. I'm so proud of all the marriages. I've done 2 weddings and I have another one soon coming up who didn't push off their marriages. Baby namings, upsharons. One of our honorees had a beautiful upsharon, cut the hair for the first time. We began with Purim online and we've kept it up so we can live now. We can seize the precious time that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that God has given us, so that we can grow in whatever possible way we can grow from the comfort of our homes. I'm so proud of how so many of you have seized this opportunity. And if you haven't, as I said, we're not out of the woods. You still have time to be in the moment, to wake up and to pray, to express gratitude to Hashem by reciting B'chot HaShachar, the morning blessings, to recite a blessing before we eat, after we recite the Birkat HaMazon after a meal, to do what Jews do. Because as I've said so many times online, there are more mitzvot you can do in your home than you can do in shul. Don't get me wrong. I can't wait to get back to shul and back to MJE. But there's a lot we can continue to do to grow ourselves right here and right now in Torah and in mitzvot. And this is the reason why I take such nachas from not only all of you, but from our special dinner honorees, all of whom have made this time special. They've continued to raise money for us. They've continued to stay involved Jewishly and religiously, and in doing so, they are true role models to all of us in the community. Please allow me to make some l'chaims, because each of our honorees has taken advantage of this time to grow and to learn. And please know that they will all be properly honored at next year's dinner, 2021. We are not doing justice to them. And they, in a sense, can't do enough justice for us, a lot of them have said, in terms of helping to raise the kind of support that you can only do when you can see someone. But we didn't want to let this night go without wishing them mazel and bracha and toasting them and make a l'chaim. So please join with me as we start with our first of the honorees. We're going to pour some wine, great wine from the Holy Land of Israel. I'm going to ask you at home, open up your refrigerator, take out some wine, grab a beer. And there, my dear friends, Rachel and Daniel Krause.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
L'chaim, guys. Hold on, Jill's here.
Hey.
Thanks you guys too. Hold on a second. So those of you who do not have the honor of knowing, Daniel and Rachel were supposed to receive our Jewish Leadership Award, which is a very distinguished award given to the likes of some of the greats of our generation. Rabbi Dr. Norman Lamb was the recipient of this award a couple of years ago, and he just passed away. We'll do this if it's okay in his memory. And Rachel and Daniel are stellar educators and leaders in the Jewish community who serve as the director of community education at KJ on the Upper East Side, where MGE is now based. Daniel also works at Birthright and Strategic Partnerships, and they together served as MGE's awesome downtown directors for over 6 years, where they built such an extraordinary community that we are still working off, that Rabbi Ezra, who runs downtown MGE, still works off of. They're amazing, inspirational leaders who have been so helpful in our KJ partnership and mean a great, great deal to us. L'chaim tov v'shalom. We're going to make our first bracha for the night. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagefen.
Ready to make it a bracha because we pre-gamed a little bit. Thank you, Rabbi Wilds and Jill Wilds. Thank you, Rabbi Ezra. And as Ezra mentioned, MJ might have closed its doors 107 days ago, but MJ did not stop its programming.
Part of the magic of MGE is that it was able to extend beyond the physical confines of a building. There are no confines to the beauty and to the spirituality and to the joy that permeates the young Jewish professionals and the Torah that you create, the connection that you create. And you should just be blessed that it should just continue to extend outside the walls. The walls are important, but as you said, Ray Wild, the fact that it can extend to living rooms throughout the world and it can extend to people's minds and hearts is part of the magic of MGE.
So we drink l'chaim to the leaders, the founder and his wife Jill, to Rabbi Ezra and the whole team, to the other honorees, and we l'chaim to living in the moment, as Rabbi Welch charged us to continue growing, continue doing, but most importantly, we say l'chaim to coming back together in person at MGE and next year's annual dinner. L'chaim, l'chaim.
Amen, amen, l'chaim, l'chaim.
We love you guys.
And see you back in Central Park soon.
Yeah.
Amen.
6 feet away. L'chaim, mazel tov, guys. We are going to continue now with Justin and Nani Carr. Oh, this is so much fun.
Okay.
These beautiful couples coming on. Justin and Nani, mazel tov, mazel tov. We're going to make a l'chaim to you guys. Those of you who do not know, they were supposed to be our couple of the year. They are our couple of the year, and we're going to extend them to the couple of 2 years because we're going to honor them next year, please God. They are extraordinary supporters of our organization and our community, have been involved with MGE for 10 years, well over 10 years, and have become true role models, living a life of Torah and mitzvot and raising their beautiful kids, Ben and Adam, in such a beautiful way. I mentioned before that we had an upsharing before on Zoom, and we had the zechut of participating in that. We want to wish you guys mazel and bracha. You should continue to have great nachas from your beautiful kids, and we should continue to have nachas from you guys. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Amen, l'chaim. Thank you both and all the rabbis and staff for everything you guys do, particularly now when MJE is needed more than ever. L'chaim.
L'chaim. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Nani. L'chaim. Wow. Thank you.
Fun.
This is so much fun. Oh my gosh. Atara, Arbisfeld, and also Jody. I don't know if we're putting, is Jordy on? Jordy's coming on. Look at this.
Yay.
Woo! Now, these are a power chavrusa, and we were giving the award to Atara and to Jordy. They were getting the Learning Partnership Award, which was the first time we were honoring, I don't want to say a couple, but a chavrusa that have learned diligently with each other for quite a long time. Jill and I had the zechut of being at your siyum, where you finished your Messiah, which means to finish an important part of either Torah or rabbinic literature. You finished Pirkei Avot, and it was so impactful. Jordy has grown so tremendously from learning with you, Atara. You're an incredible role model, someone so beloved in our community, Atara. And we thank you, and really using you, if you don't mind, to thank all of the tutors at MJE, all of the individuals who not only learned when the doors and the walls were open, as Rachel was just saying, but have continued to learn b'chavrusa, as you and Jordy have continued to learn during this period of Corona. Jordy, we are so proud of you for all of your amazing leadership within the fellowship program, always staying positive, always staying up, and always learning and growing, and being such a contagious spiritual personality in our community. We thank you both and just wish you mazel and bracha, and wish you both a l'chaim, and you should continue to be marbitz and to grow and to share Torah for many years to come.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Mazel tov, Jordy. Mazel tov, Atara. L'chaim.
L'chaim. Thank you, Rabbi Wilds and Jill. This is really special, and learning with you, Atara, for the past year and a half has changed my life. And everyone should know that the one-on-one learning program on Wednesday nights is a very, very special place, filled with Torah and lots of love. And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
L'chaim, guys. L'chaim.
Oh no.
I think, Atara, you're muted.
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, great. All right. Mazel tov, Jordy. I am so proud of what we both accomplished together. You know, this past, I think it's like almost 19 months now, and just how your drive, your ambition to continue learning, like, continues to like really inspire me. And I just, if it weren't for Chani Perlman, who made this wonderful shidduch between us, you know, it's just really incredible, like how much we both grew this year. So I hope that we continue to learn together many years to come, and our friendship, you know, continues to also for many years to come. So,
Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi Wilds, and thank you also to Rabbi Klein, who and Connie Perlman, and just all the incredible people behind MJE. Thank you.
And I just want to mention one last thing, and to continue to learn in B'zchus and in the memory of the Elias Neshama of your beloved grandfather, Rabbi Hyman Arbesfeld, who unfortunately passed away during this period of time, during the COVID-19 episode, and was such a beloved supporter and friend to the entire Jewish community, and was so proud of you, Atara. And I know that you're accepting, and not, again, it's going to be next year, Mitzvah Hashem, please God, but it should be as a chus for his memory and all of the Torah that you and Jordy and all of the learning that all the one-on-one participants do together should serve as an aliyat neshama, as an elevation for his very holy soul.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Mazel tov. Oh my gosh. Stephanie was supposed to get, I love this supposed to, our Young Leadership Award. Stephanie is a powerhouse, and she is an esteemed member of our community who serves as Deputy Director at the Israel Action Network, which is a branch, a very important branch of Jewish Federation. She stands up for Israel. She fights BDS. She's an articulate spokesperson for the Jewish people, and she's become our go-to person on a lot of really important issues that have been hitting the world recently and lately. And she's become also just a really beloved member of our community that we owe a debt of gratitude, and we're just so proud of you. She made the 36 under 36, which was no brainer at the Jewish Week. She's got a million accolades, and we're just so proud of you, Stephanie, and so grateful that we have you in our community, that we got you, so to speak, and that you're continuing to just grow and learn during this period of time, senior fellowships, learning and growing and sharing your Torah with everyone. We want to wish you mazel and bracha and l'chaim tov and shalom to you.
Chaim, I even brought my mazel cup.
Oh.
Thank you so much. It's a real honor, and I think the past few months, like having Wednesday nights to look forward to for learning and senior fellowship, and thinking about some of the issues of our time and how it relates to the MJE community and how we get back up and running and trying to figure all those things out has been a real interesting experience. And I just want to thank MJE and all of the educators and all of the rabbis and everyone for this honor, but also for all that you've been doing for everyone every day to kind of even Jill making sure I had a shank bone for Seder and making sure we all have Shabbat plans and things going on. So even if we're not all together, it seems like we are still, we are very much a community, as you said earlier, Rabbi Wilds, and thank you for that leadership.
Mazel tov. Thank you. It's beautiful.
Well deserved.
Oh my gosh.
Hi guys.
That is what a beautiful picture in the background. Welcome.
Thank you.
So guys, for those of you who cannot tell because their faces are a little dark, but such a beautiful couple, Scott and Atara.
Oh, there we go.
There. Oh, perfect.
L'chaim, l'chaim, thank you.
Oh my God, l'chaim, l'chaim. We're going to make a l'chaim for those of you who don't know very briefly, but Scott started coming Monday nights first with Steve Eisenberg, kept coming around, and not only became a regular participant at MG, but became one of our best recruiters, always bringing quality people who actually stuck and just always talking up positively MJE. I had the honor of being Scott's mentor during the fellowships program when he was a fellow, and I will never forget when you got down on one knee to propose to Atara at MJE's 2018 annual dinner. Atara, everyone here knows what Atara means to us in our community and the years of extraordinary talent and dedication that Atara has put into MJE. And together, she and Scott have just helped build our community. And now with their beautiful daughter, Lulav, are living this wonderful life of Torah and of mitzvah on the Upper West Side. I don't know if you're on physically the Upper West Side right now, but they are part and parcel of our community. And we just want to wish you guys mazel and bracha and thank you for everything you do for the Jewish people and for MJ in particular. We just love having you as a friend and as a big, important part of our community. L'chaim.
L'chaim. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Jill. You took the words out of my mouth of my journey starting on a Monday night and joining the fellowship and meeting Atara and proposing at the annual dinner. So this dinner means a lot to me and Atara. And now we have our beautiful daughter, Lulav. She's sleeping in the other room. We're going to try to keep her awake, but not yet. Maybe next year's dinner, God willing. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Jill. Thank you for everything you do for the entire community. And keep up the great work. Can't wait to see you guys in person. Hopefully before next year's dinner.
Amen. 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 And if you want to see Scott's debut in the dinner video that we made, he was the one that tried beating me up. It's really pretty amazing.
It was a tough fight. It was a tough fight.
Yeah. L'chaim, guys.
L'chaim. Miss you guys.
Miss you too.
Shayna.
Shayna.
Hi, Rabbi.
Where are you?
I'm in the dining room.
Oh, cool. I know Shayna's background because Shayna and I have this zechus of learning with Shayna every Wednesday night. For the last couple of years, we've been studying Ramchal together. She holds the record. This is Shayna Slonim, who holds the record for the most devoted fellow. She's actually been in the fellowships. This is her fourth year, first year regular, and third year, is this correct? As senior fellowship, she's a devoted student to Rabbi Penny Rosenthal. And I have the honor, as I say, of learning with Shayna each and every Wednesday night. I cannot tell you how proud we are of your learning and of your commitment and how you've become such a pillar now, not only in the MG community, but in the Great Neck Jewish community, where you now have become such a part and parcel of that community. And unfortunately, since the COVID hit, you haven't been able to be out and about as much. but you're a true Kiddush Hashem, Shana. We're just so proud and love having you as part of our community. No matter how far you get into other communities, you will always be in MG ear, as far as I'm concerned. And please, and Hashem should continue to bless you with just success and continued spiritual growth for many, many years to come. L'chaim tov v'shalom.
Amen. Miss
L'chaim.
you too, Shayna.
L'chaim.
Another glass of wine. Rabbi Jill, thank you so much for this honor, and thank you so much for it. I'm part of my distraction, but Finn has made an appearance in here. Rabbi, you know my attendance based on whether or not my dog is present. And she is very much right here on the floor next to me. Thank you for this. I started with MJE in August 2016 with the heritage trip to Israel. And meeting the rabbis, having the learning was just absolutely incredible. I applied to fellowship while I was still in Israel on that trip, at the end of that trip. And as Rabbi Wild said, 4 years later, I'm still learning with Rabbi Kinney, now with the senior fellows. And it's been amazing. So thank you, Rabbi Wild. Thank you, MJE. Thank you for continuing to do all the programming and all the classes that you're doing. And thank you, even as we build communities where we live, not necessarily in the city, but elsewhere, for always being there for us, knowing that we can reach out to you, call you, email you, and you'll still provide guidance and classes no matter where we are.
Thank you. Thank you, Shana. That's so sweet. L'chaim to you, Shana. Mazel tov.
L'chaim.
L'chaim, mazel tov. Whoa, beautiful. Now, thank you all to our beloved honorees. Rabbi Ezra, how awesome was that?
This is. I think we need to do this every year.
We got to do this every year. We're going to do it again next year with them and more. We're going to have more honorees at next year's dinner than ever.
I mean, this is just, it's beautiful that everyone kind of gets to say a few words. We get to toast a l'chaim, a little more casual, at home, Hamish feel. That's kind of what we are at MJE. I'm loving it. I mean, it's, difficult times and a challenging situation we're in, but I think we're doing a pretty good job. Let's give a big thank you to our technician, Binyamin Cohen, working so solidly in the background, making sure everything is seamless. L'chaim to you, Binyamin Cohen, my younger brother. And of course, we want to thank our dinner chair, Jessica Morgan, who has worked day in and day out tirelessly. This is a process and a project which we have been involved in for well over 6 months. And of course, we had to stop and pivot 100 days ago to see what we would do in terms of creating something virtual and online for our community and for our honorees. So it gives me a great honor and pleasure to turn the floor over to Rabbi Wiles to introduce this amazing product of a video tribute. Right, Rabbi Wiles?
Yes, but what I want to do before we roll the camera, I love that expression. Before we show the video, I also want to thank Jessica for her extraordinary devotion. She was working on the MJE dinner and in earnest, because we thought we were doing it on March 24th, and we really thought we were. She had so many things in play already, and she continued to work with us during this period of time. Jessica herself is a graduate of MGE, an MGE veteran, and she's so talented. Check out the video that she developed for us. Sit back and look at all the incredible work that we at MGE have been doing these last couple of months that Jessica has put together.
what life would be like for me in isolation.
The coronavirus pandemic is changing the way people practice religion all over the world.
But nothing can stop love, not even coronavirus.
Religious leaders like Rabbi Mark Wilds, the founder of Manhattan Jewish Experience, are finding new ways to deliver their sermons directly to your living room.
Just making some final adjustments here.
Let's not get too crazy.
We have been working day and night to keep our community tens of thousands of people have come online and been inspired. I want to welcome West Hartford. They're literally zooming in on our Facebook Live. I personally have never taught so much Torah in my life. We've had serious seminars and classes.
We have a guest here who wants to ask a question.
Hi.
Our sister Connie Carter is here. Well, all of a sudden our numbers just went up.
We've had happy hours, bingo night, just fun hangout times with each other.
Those wings are hands.
I believe we are live.
We're going to be talking all things dating in the age of Corona.
It is such a great, great honor to have Yossi Klein Halevi with us this afternoon.
Whoa. MJ has actually grown during this period of time, socially, intellectually, educationally, and spiritually. And just because it was a pandemic doesn't mean that we were going to miss commemorating one of the most important days of the year, Yom HaShoah.
Thank you, Dr. Avital. You being such a walking Kiddush Hashem.
We had close to 4,000 people watching online. It was incredible. As a community, we were also able to invite African American leaders to talk about racial injustice in America, to be able to listen and to learn.
As a young man, I was arrested and beaten badly by police officers.
In one of your videos last week, you said that according to the Talmud, before God sends a disease, he sends the remedy. What remedy did God send for this pandemic?
The partial remedy, I believe, is the technology that we are now taking advantage of.
It's been really an amazing, exceptional experience.
The highlight of my day.
I can't wait till we're meeting again in person, but until then, I recommend MJE's online classes to anyone.
Thank you so much, MJE, for all that you do.
Thanks so much, MJE.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, MJE, and I cannot wait to meet again in person.
The MJ staff is fully engaged, full throttle, going forward with our community.
Red Bull, well, but anyway.
Be healthy and safe and stay connected.
Wow. Beautiful work, Jessica.
Well, you guys, I hope everyone was able to see that and that it was able to streamline straightforward throughout the video. We're going to post that again for you to be able to see if you didn't see the whole thing. Such talent. I want to thank Ezra and I want to thank you, Jessica, for an amazing, amazing production. You'll see right over here, donate online. You can just click that. We've got a $20,000 goal that we are trying to reach. Oh my God, this is like a telethon, Ezra. This is so much fun. I've never done
We're
this.
looking for a $20,000 donation right now.
Just like manna falling from the heavens.
That's right.
Ding. I just got a text from Casey on my computer. Love the video. That's great. Thank you for your $1 million pledge, Casey Levine. That was amazing.
So you know what's amazing, Rabbi Wiles, is that the work, not the work, but actually the Torah and the spirit of the MJE community continues. Do you know that right now, literally right now, we have postponed a Torah class that the MJE East Side is doing tonight on Shabbat with Rabbi Avi Heller and with Rachel. This is going on every evening. People are getting together as a community and learning with one another. It's really awesome. I had to text them earlier. I said, guys, just hold up for a few more minutes before you start class so we can have people join the annual dinner virtual celebration this evening. It's amazing.
It is amazing. And if you want to join, hop on. Awesome.
After you donate.
Donate first. Help us reach the $20,000 goal, guys. We really need the help. We're trying to keep everyone strong and healthy, and we need your support to be able to do this, to keep people learning and growing. Am Yisrael Chai. I want to thank Rabbi Ezra for helping to put all of this together and doing all of the extraordinary work he continues to do day and night behind the scenes. Thank you again, Jessica. Thank you to all of our honorees who will receive their due honor at next year's annual dinner. Join us. Classes tomorrow night, Wednesday night, Zoom classes, and Thursday night, Tasty Kitchen and Torah classes, and Friday morning,
Lunch and learn. Lunch and learn with Dr. Adina tomorrow. And we just got amazing programming going on, online, social, cultural, educational. Send us, some comments and some ideas for new online programming. Of course, we hope to be in person soon, but we're always looking for new ways to connect. And, please stay in touch with all of us. Reach out to us, phone, email, tell us how you're doing. Tell us how we can be of impact and inspiration to you. Thank you, each and every one of you, for joining tonight. It means so much. It's all of you, the people that are participants, the people that are donors. It's our board members. It's our amazing staff that has worked tirelessly, teleworking, our talented staff, full-time workers and part-time workers. This is an amazing, beautiful community. And I just want to give a hakaras hatov, a vote of gratitude and deep appreciation for everybody that makes this community so very special. Really, thank you all for joining, for participating. May we go from strength to strength. May we have happiness and health. And Rabbi Wiles, I'm going to turn, hold on, how do I do that? Let me turn to you, and you offer one final blessing.
Wait, hold on. The wrong way. Do that again.
Wrong way.
Okay. By the way, the longer we talk, the longer that link stays there and the more donations that come in. What happens when we close up?
No. The link is open. It's always open.
The link can stay there, so we don't have to keep talking and talking?
No, we're done.
Stay on all night?
That's good.
All right, so let's go home. L'chaim, guys. L'chaim tov and shalom. Keep strong, keep healthy, keep Jewish. We love you all. God bless you all. We love you. Hashem should continue to bless our community. We should go mechayil el chayil, from strength to strength. Mazel tov.
Here, go this way. Toast. Toast this way.
Oh.
Wrong way.
This is so awkward.
This is awkward. L'chaim.
All right.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Mazel tov.
Thank you for tuning in, everyone.
Mazel tov.